Welcome to BAETTA International English IELTS GRE GED and ELT programs. This is Emil, Chairman IELTS and Head of Linguistics, BAETTA Bangladesh. As a part of MA in English, ELT, TOEFL and TESOL curricula, today I am going to speak about test validity. This is an innermost and pressing topic in language skills testing, evaluation and assessment course. So, this video is very important to you. Let's begin. Introduction. Test validity is the extent degree coverage to which a test such as a chemical, physical or scholastic test accurately measures what it is supposed to measure. In other words, a test is said to be valid if it measures accurately what it is intended to measure. Actually, at the time of evaluation, it is estimated that to what extent the test measures what the test maker intends to measure. Basically, validity is a concept used to evaluate the quality of research or testing. It indicates how well a method, technique, test or procedure measures something. If we compare reliability and validity, it stands that reliability is about consistency of the measure, while validity is about the accuracy of a measure. In the fields of psychological testing and educational testing, validity refers to the degree to which evidence and theory support the interpretations of test scores entailed by proposed uses of tests. Although classical methods divided the concept into various validities, the currently dominant view is that validity is a single unitary construct. Let's see what does validity refers and considers. Validity is generally considered the most important issue in psychological and educational testing because it concerns the meaning placed on the test result. Though many textbooks present validity as a statistic construct, various models of validity have evolved since the first published recommendations for constructing psychological and educational tests. These models can be categorized into two primary groups. Number one, the classical models. Number two, the modern models. The classical models include several types of validity, and modern models present validity as a single construct. The modern models categorized classical validities into either aspects of validity or types of validity supporting evidence. Test validity can itself be tested or validated using tests of inter-rater reliability, repeatability or test-rater reliability, and other traits, usually via multiple runs of the test whose results are compared. The statistical analysis helps determine whether the difference between the various results either are large enough to be a problem or are acceptably small. Now, I want to discuss validation process. According to the 1999 standards, validation is the process of gathering evidence to provide I quote, a sound scientific basis, unquote, for interpreting the scores as proposed by the test developer and or the test user. Validation therefore begins with a framework that defines the scope and aspects in the case of multidimensional scales of the proposed interpretation. The framework also includes a rational justification linking the interpretation to the test question. Validity researchers then list a series of propositions that must be met if the interpretation is to be valid. Or conversely, they may compile a list of issues that may threaten the validity of the interpretations. In either cases, the researchers proceed by gathering evidence, be it originally empirical research, meta-analysis, or review of existing literature, or logical analysis of the issues to support or to question the interpretations, propositions, or the threats to the interpretation's validity. Emphasis is placed on quality rather than quantity of the evidence. Category of the validity of an interpretation. A single interpretation of any test result may require several propositions to be true or may be questioned by any one of the set of tests to its validity. Strong evidence in support of a single proposition doesn't lessen the requirements of support the other propositions. Evidence to support or question the validity of an interpretation can be categorized into one of the following five types or groups. Number 1, evidence based on test content. Number 2, evidence based on response processes. Number 3, evidence based on internal structure. Number 4, evidence based on relations to other variables. And number 5, evidence based on consequences of testing. Techniques to gather each type of evidence should only be employed when they yield information that would support or question the propositions required for the interpretations in question. Each piece of evidence is finally integrated into a validity argument. The argument may call for a revision to the test, its administration protocols, or the theoretical construct underlying the interpretations. If the test and or the interpretations of the test result are revised in any way, a new validation process must gather evidence to support the new version. Now, I am going to discuss the validity scale. A validity scale in psychological testing is a scale used in an attempt to measure reliability of responses, for example, with the goal of defective and detecting defensiveness, malingering, falsification, or careless or random responding. For example, the Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory has validity scales to measure questions not answered. Client faking good, client faking bad in first half of test. Denial or evasiveness, client faking bad in last half of the test. Answering similar or opposite questions pairs inconsistently. Answering questions all true or all false. Honesty of test responses, not faking good or bad. appearing excessively good, frequently of presentation in clinical setting, and over-reporting of somatic symptoms. The personality assessment inventory has validity scale to measure inconsistency, the degree to which respondents answer similar questions in the same way, in frequency, the degree to which respondents rate extremely bizarre or unusual statements as true. Positive impression, the degree to which respondents describe themselves in a positive light. And negative impression, the degree to which respondents describe themselves in a negative light. The psychological inventory or list of criminal thinking has two validity scales, confusion and defensiveness. The involved personality inventory has one validity scale, the guardedness scale measuring social desirability. The usefulness of the currently existing validity scale is sometimes questioned. One theory is that subjects in tests of validity scales are given instructions, as for example, to fake the best impressions of themselves or to fake an emotionally disturbed person, that virtually guarantee the detecting of faking. The test may not be designed to detect role faking. Some commonly used tests don't include validity scales and are readily faked due to their high face validity. Considering the validity of your research methods and measurements matters more than ever while conducting quantitative research. How do you determine test validity? The criterion-related validity of a test is measured by the validity coefficient. It's reported as a number between 0 to 1.00 that indicates the magnitude of the relationship R between the test and a measure of job performance criterion. I'd like to mention here another grand example of validity. Validity refers to how well a test measures what it is purported to measure. For a test to be reliable, it also needs to be valid. As for example, if your scale is off by 5 lbs, it reads your weight every day with an excess of 5 lbs. Conclusion. Validity is used for examining how accurately something gets measured by a method. If a particular method accurately measures all that it claims and the generated results closely align with the real-world values, the method is considered to be valid. Viewers, in my next video on test validity, I will talk about historical background and types of test validity. Thank you.